Hello, everyone, and welcome. Happy Sunday. Ben Wulo Ikari is my name, and it is my privilege to talk briefly on this issue that is the problem with Nigeria. Some would think the problem with Nigeria is Biafra or any other ethnic nationality, ethnic group trying to seek self determination, call it internal or external self determination, which is a good thing. A situation where an individual or a group, an ethnic nationality, a state will be able to determine for itself how it wants to live. It is about autonomy. And so it is not any of these. It is not Biafra in particular. It is not, because Biafra has been the focus lately. The Igbos, who are of course Biafrans, have every right to seek self-determination out of Nigeria. External self-determination, which is a country, but Biafra is not the Nigeria problem. The problem with Nigeria is Nigeria itself. It is the manner in which the country was concocted, the manner in which the country was founded or formed. It was founded on a false premise, on an illegal premise, on a criminal premise. Nigeria was not designed in any way to be a place where people can live peacefully, harmoniously, and collectively. It wasn't. Of course, it is a contraption. It is an imposed entity by the rogue British imperialists. People who believe that if you have a gun or if you have guns, if you have weapons that can destroy other people, that you have every right, every power to move into their land, invade them, kill them, conquer them, and control all of their land and their resources. That is the problem with Nigeria that the British brought. It is the same problem that other Europeans, imperialist Europeans, brought to other parts of Africa, where the different peoples were invaded. People were murdered and the lands destroyed. All for the sake of Europeans, white men, to be able to take advantage of the land, take advantage of every seed found on the land, take advantage of the resources, ship the resources to Europe to live a better life, while Africans live in pain, in squalor, in poverty, in agony, and in conflict. So Nigeria was a deliberate design for conflict. It wasn't designed for peace. Just for Nigeria to be created, or what brought about the creation of Nigeria per se, was that Europeans wanted to move goods, wanted to move resources from the south to the north. Okay, that was why the southern and the northern protectorates were merged They were amalgamated in 1914. There was no Nigeria before 1914. Even though some people always make that mistake as if there was a place called Nigeria before 1914. There was no Nigeria before 1914. It was the British amalgamation of the southern and northern protectorates that brought about the contraption known as Nigeria. And Nigeria, of course, was derived from the river Niger. Okay? And so Nigeria itself is the problem of Nigeria. It's not the different ethnic people who were there before Nigeria was born. All of the ethnic groups in Nigeria today are older than the country. Okay? So the problem is Nigeria. It is not the different ethnic nations. Okay? But the reality is that these peoples have been forced into the Nigerian contraption. And so they can live together. The people of Nigeria can live together, just like every other groups, every other people in Africa. They can live together because they are all black people. They are all Africans. Even though they were forced to live together without them discussing, living together. You cannot impose a nation on a people without them discussing to knowing why and how. All right? But the people today in Nigeria can live together only if they are able to talk. That's why great people such as Ken Saro-Wiwa of the most blessed memory and Wole Soyinka, the rest of them, advocated for sovereign national conference. This would have allowed the different peoples, different nations, ethnic nations that made up Nigeria by way of cohesion to sit down and discuss, to rethink Nigeria and have a people's constitution, a constitution that is designed by the people to work for the people, and not a constitution that is imposed by the military based on colonial mentality, based on this mentality that you can always use power, use gun to force things from people. And if they complain, you kill them, you massacre them, you destroy them. That's European mentality. But Nigerians today can live together, as I said earlier. So the problem of Nigeria is not Biafra. It is Nigeria itself. And the people can live together by way of mutual respect, by understanding themselves, by allowing every group the right to live the way they want to live by way of discussion. Mutual respect is very important. Understanding is very important. Equal rights, very important. Freedoms, very important. If Nigerians are able to sit down and discuss these issues and bring up a constitution tailored toward the freedom of everyone, every group, then I bet you Nigeria will go places. There are great potentials in that country. You barely see anywhere in the world where good things happen, and you don't see a Nigerian playing one role, no matter how small, or the other. A lot of good things happening in the world. You see Nigerians doing one thing or the other to help it, come to be. All right? Whether it is in America or in Europe, you name it. So the country has great potential. Other African countries have the same potentials. There's no reason Congo should be poor, given all its resources, both human and, mineral resources. The problem is colonial and mental slavery. Colonial mentality and mental slavery. So if these things are turned around, if Nigerians are able to understand the genesis of the country and are willing to talk and are willing to pursue peace, happiness will come. There will be freedom for everybody, and Nigeria will be the great country that it could be. Thank you so very much. Ben Wulo Ikari.